Alright, guys, so we're back yet again. We're going to be finally doing a review on Countdown, the series on Prime. Now, the way it ends, again, if you guys have not watched it, I highly recommend you guys go check it out. Now, I don't know if it has gotten renewed as of yet, but as of right now, we don't know if there's been a cancellation or a renewal. Now, again, this was a very interesting series. I know a lot of people, including myself, wanted to check it out because again, Jensen Ackles was returning to as a series regular on a show, and he was the head of the show. And in all honesty, I'm gonna say this: he really carried this show. I mean, in the last time that I went into this, him having to deal with a tumor, him having to deal with, possible feelings for his coworker, Amber Alvarez, and them, going through everything and trying to catch the main bad guy in like three-fourths of the season and going through everything, him trying to deal with his own mortality, and also trying to deal with the fact of him caring about this woman, not just as a coworker but more than a friend, but as possible love interest. And then he finally has a way to possibly have a life, to go through these trials of being able to get this out of his head. And again, I give credit to where it's due. Jensen did a great job with this character. He really, again, mixed it a lot between Soldier Boy and Dean, in my opinion, and a little bit of his character from Tracker, and I loved it. I think it was a good show. There were some characters that I did enjoy. Alvarez, I did enjoy her character development of, being so deep undercover, of what she went through, of how to survive, her background, things like that. Then going into the one Shepherd's background of everything she went through, because she has a druggy sister. She has a druggy sister. She is a very, unhinged person, and Shepard always has to clean it up. And then you go into other characters that are trying to uh, not only improve themselves, but the one, like I've been saying, the one Bell, who is the other tech guy, who he just comes across as a very much of an asshole, and he acts like because of his ethnicity and then also because of his status that, oh, I'm better than everybody else. And there was times he was put in his place, and then there was times, oh, his character seemed to be improving, and it still seems to be improving. But I'm just not a fan of his character. I think he is he's an ass. He's one of those, he acts like he's better than everybody, and it's like, bro, you're barely out in the field. What have you done? So it's like, shut up, and even their boss, Blake, he put him in his place more than once. Same thing with Jensen. Same thing, with these other characters. And it's like, dude, sit down and shut up. You're not as big as you think. And then with the new threat that comes up with someone being in the FBI and being dirty, and how he got revenge on this guy because he was sleeping with his wife and it was his partner that was doing this, and he put everything out on him. And again, spoilers of, he gets a hold of Alvarez, and or Varys, and she, at the very end is like, run, and he tells her to run. He holds up his weapon, and that's how it ends. So we don't know exactly, is she going to get hurt? Are they going to take her out? Or how is it, just leaves it on a very big cliffhanger? And we don't know what's going to happen. Same thing with Shepard's sister. She's in a coma because of having an overdose. So I will say it is hard for me to get into a crime drama because, again, there's some crime dramas that go very good, with the story, the acting, the progress, and it does keep you entertained. There is a lot of action, there's drama, there is comedy, especially depending on what your comedy is. Some of it may drop for you, or like, oh, that's not that good, or oh, that was funny, or this could have been better, things like that. And I think Jensen really delivered more of the comedy aspects in this, because again, that's probably what he wanted. But um I'm hoping this does get picked up for a season two. I really do. I was very invested in the story to see where these characters are going to go and how everything progresses. And this team works very well together, from brute muscle to strategics to tech wise to weapon wise to just everything all around the board. And I'm liking how they're doing this, and I'm hoping that they continue this story of these characters and be able to explore more and see them improve and see what they go through, their personal and all this other kind of stuff. And if they do get picked up for a season 2, where exactly is this going to go? You know, is Averis, is she going to survive, or is she going to be in a coma? Is she going to be hurt? How's Meacham going to handle this? You know, Jensen's character, how is the one that Averis is with for her boyfriend, or, you know, is Shepard going to go off the rails because of, you know, her sister having an overdose? You know, all these things. And again, if you've seen the series, you guys know what I'm talking about. But if you guys want something to watch that's a little different, something very dramatic, action, comedy, adventure, thriller, all that kind of stuff, definitely check this series out. Give it a shot. You know, is it perfect? No, but it's a good show. It really is a lot more, I would say, adult than I would say probably some of the other shows out there. There's a lot of vulgar language in here, which I think there's some shows that don't use it that actually needs it to have it be more serious at times or more comedic, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about the series down in the comments. Is it a good series? Is it a bad series? I know a lot of you guys did enjoy it from the last time I talked about this, so hopefully you guys are still enjoying it, or did you give up on it? What did you think about the finale? Was it a good finale? Was it a bad finale? Or was it just something you're sitting there going, what the hell? Are you seriously going to end it like this? Because a lot of shows, they end it on a cliffhanger, and you never know what's going to happen until it comes back on. So that happens a good 95% of the time. But let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.